How do you repack an FMF Turbine Core silencer? That's what we're here to do. We've got a turbine core off of this lovely Sherco 300, and we're going to get this thing back to like new. So first and foremost, you got to take it off. That should be pretty evident by now. If you're even bothering watching this video, I hope you already know how to take the silencer off. But on most two-strokes, you got to take the plastic off. Sometimes not. A lot of the KTMs you don't. But you got 2 bolts holding it on. Slide it off. That's pretty easy. Now, we got this thing over here on the bench. Let's start taking it apart. And to use FMF two-stroke packing, there's 2 different kinds of two-stroke packing. This is the less expensive stuff, and it's good. It's fine. It's kind of like, it feels like fiberglass insulation. The other style, a little more high-end, is like, honestly, like a bag that has like lots of strings in it. I like that better, but this gentleman brought this in himself, and this is going to work just fine. All FMF turbine cores have bolts on this end. There's 4 bolts, 2 here, 2 here. These are Torx, so I'll go grab those real fast. Another huge shout out to Rocky Mountain ATV for these rad Tusk Torx drivers. These things are so cool. They just make everything easy. So you see me right there, so I'm struggling. It's a little tight. So I take one of the ends, put it here, a little more torque, put it down here so you get slide that down so you get real close. You're not putting too much effort into it. I'm assuming that all of these are going to be tight, so we're just going to start with it like this. All right. Now, sometimes you can just pull these apart. This is not going to be like that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to come over here to our vise. We're going to get our blue wrench. We're going to go easy, because if you go crazy on this, you can discolor things and melt things. So, going to go easy. Going to get kind of back here, away. And we're just going to get it warm so that, and hopefully kind of break the bond on that RTV. All right. It's being tough. So, let me show you a trick. Just going to hold it here in our hand, get a soft mallet, and we're going to ease. You can't hit too hard on this, because you can actually bend this, like the casing. Don't ask me how I know. I may have bought a customer one once. So, but either like that, that breaks it. You can see it's coming off just fine now. Now, whoop, there we go. And so he has crashed this thing, and I'm going to take a look on the turbine. Hang on, flashlight. The turbine itself actually looks good, and it's got some pretty fresh packing. I'll show you down in there. So we're not going to remove that. And this video is not specifically, I'm going to make another video about pulling the turbine core actually out and doing this the other way, because that's another whole process, because they don't build them to have that done easily, because you can see it's got rivets and not bolts down there. And it's quite a bit more of a challenge. But this one looks good, and it's also not too heavy. You can tell if they're super, super caked on. So it feels pretty good. We're not going to do that. So we'll take this, set it out of the way. Now, take this off. All right, now, kind of pick as much of this off as we can. I don't like to waste too much time on that, because what we're now going to do is use our blue wrench to get this way, way, way cleaner. I'm going to do this down on the ground, because I don't like doing it here, because you'll overheat this stainless and it'll like warp and bend. And the bike's on here in the way of there. So I'm going to do it down here on the concrete. And this is really simple. I'm going to burn this out. All right, now you pick it up right now. I'm going to tap some of this stuff off, turn it over. I'll burn this side out, get this all off of here. All right, guys, now I'm going to take brush, clean this all off. This is super hot, so you got to be really careful. I'm holding on to it by the little insulator there. But it's looking pretty good. Now we're going to let it cool off. Once this is cooled off enough, which is not quite there yet, but it's It's okay. I can touch it as long as I get gloves and I keep my hand on this rubber part. Take our air blower. And what we're doing is we're trying to make sure all of these holes are nice and clean, because that is what makes this actually quiet the bike down. Because when this gets all full and clogged like it was, that's when the bike gets real raspy and crappy sounding. Now we've got that all good. I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit more. Then I'm gonna take it to the parts washer and we're gonna get this area all cleaned up, because part of doing this job is gonna make this thing look nice and new again. Now I'm going to go clean this in the parts washer and I'll be right back. All right, guys. Got this all cleaned up. I'm happy with that. Now, here we go. Take our packing. So, here's how it works. So, we're going to wrap this around here. We got to cut it to the right length. So, we want it to be able to come in here to about there. So here. So now I'm gonna go grab a razor blade. Now I'm gonna take this, we're gonna push this down in there. And we're just gonna wrap this around like a burrito. Now make sure it's down in here. Make sure you got a little bit of this showing. And I like to take some electrical tape and we're just going to lightly wrap this. You don't need to go tight with it. We're wrapping it so that it stays in place. Clean this up. We're going to take our clear silicone. I'm going to go around this whole thing. And that's probably enough. Now we're going to take the rest and just wipe it with our fingers. Clean it off. So now we're going to slide this. You're going to feel it go into that hole down there. There we go. Just push. There we go. Now put our bolts in. Oh, and yeah, I put my neck brace back on. If you guys don't know the story about this, make sure you go check out some of the injury update videos. I broke my neck a little bit ago, so it's kind of off and on during the day, but right now I got to have it on. Kind of messy, so we're going to take a nice dry rag and we're just going to clean all of that off. And the biggest reason to really get this clean is so you don't collect dust. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but just makes for a cleaner product in the end. So, there we go, guys. Silencer repacked, ready to go. Gonna be nice and quiet. Gonna be good, less spooge, all that good stuff when you've got fresh packing. So it doesn't take much to do it. The packing doesn't cost much. Do this frequently, especially on a two-stroke. Do it a lot. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys on the next one.